For the average-sized patient, required supplies include stockinette, 2 3-inch soft rolls, 1 3-inch plaster slab, 1 2-inch plaster slab, 1 3-inch roll of flannel, and 1 2-inch roll of flannel. The elbow and wrist should be kept as close as possible to the desired final position throughout. Typically, this is 90 degrees of elbow flexion with neutral pronation and supination. Measure an appropriate length of stockinette to ensure full coverage of the arm, forearm, and hand. Excess length can be trimmed later. Cut a thumb hole at an appropriate point in the stockinette. Roll the stockinette onto the arm up to the axilla, avoiding bunching which could irritate the underlying skin after the plaster is applied. Fold stockinette anteriorly over the elbow crease to avoid bunching. Starting 2 finger widths distal to the axilla, wrap 2 layers of soft roll proximally, and then proceed distally, overlapping by about 50%. Apply additional extra short segments of soft roll over the bony prominences of the elbow to ensure adequate padding. Avoid excessive soft roll anteriorly in the elbow crease. Wrap in a crisscross fashion around the hand and wrist, tearing soft roll while passing through the first web space. Ensure that there are 2 layers of soft roll on the hand, extending no further than the palmar crease to leave the metacarpophalangeal joints free. The unfolded 3-inch plaster slab should be approximately 2 inches shorter than the distance from the palmar crease to the axilla. Trim the slab as needed. The folded 2-inch plaster slab should be approximately the same length as the distance from the wrist to the elbow crease. Wet the unfolded 3-inch plaster slab and apply along the posterior aspect of the arm and ulnar aspect of the forearm. Fold over any excess plaster to ensure it does not overhang the soft roll. Smooth the plaster to adhere to the underlying soft roll. Overwrap the plaster with flannel from proximal to the elbow, overlapping by approximately 50%. It is not necessary to overwrap the full length of plaster at this point. Fold over stockinette proximally and distally. Wet the unfolded 2-inch plaster slab and apply in a U fashion over the dorsal and volar aspects of the forearm, wrapping around the posterior elbow. Overwrap the splint with 2-inch flannel from distal to proximal, first in a crisscross manner around the hand and wrist, and then proceeding proximally, overlapping by approximately 50%. Tension the flannel appropriately to prevent bunching, but avoiding excessive compression of the limb. Wrap the flannel around the elbow in a figure of 8 pattern, ensuring full coverage of the underlying plaster. Continue wrapping proximally to cover the full extent of the splint. Mold the plaster to set in the desired position as dictated by the injury. The finished splint should allow excellent movement at the metacarpophalangeal joints, thumb, and shoulder.